Welcome to Homework Lib.
This is chapter 35, problem number 60. I copied the problem here so that it would be easier to follow. The professor, she adjusts the oscillator to produce sound waves half of the original frequency. Then what happens? So we need to remember for the constructive interference to happen. Constructive interference. The students actually who are sitting at locations m lambda naught are going to be able to hear the loud noise initially, right? So the people who are going to hear, people initially will hear if they're sitting at lambda naught, 2 lambda naught, 3 lambda naught, 4 lambda naught, etc., right? People who won't initially after we go half the original frequency, what we're basically doing, if we're going half down the original frequency, then we're actually multiplying the lambda by 2, right? We're doubling the wavelength. So then people who will hear this higher wavelength, they'll be sitting at, again, m lambda, but this time our lambda is twice, so it's going to be twice the initial. So they're going to be sitting at 2 lambda naught, 4 lambda naught, 6 lambda naught, and so on. So as you can see, some people actually initially heard the tone. They still keep hearing here, right? But some of them do, not all of them. So who won't hear? The people who won't hear are lambda naught. They're positioned at lambda naught, 3 lambda naught, you can see from here, and 5 lambda naught, and so on, right? So by actually going through, I think we can rule out some of the choices here. The students who originally heard a loud tone again hear a loud tone, and the students who originally heard nothing still hear nothing. That's not correct. We just showed here that some people who initially heard are going to hear it again, so we can eliminate part A. A is not the correct answer. The students who originally heard a loud tone now hear nothing, and the students who originally heard nothing now hear a loud tone. That's not correct. Some of them are still hearing it, right? So then let's look at the part C. Some of the students who originally heard a loud tone again hear a loud tone. Yes, some of them, correct. So far so good. But others in that group now hear nothing. Correct. In that group, remember, they belong to this group, people who initially heard, but then they don't hear anymore. So this sounds like it's correct, the C. And then let's just look at D again. Among the students who originally heard nothing, let's look at people who heard nothing initially. People who heard nothing, they would be, well, this is M1/2 lambda naught, right? So there's destructive interference going on at the positions where they're sitting. So m equals 0 lambda over 2. For m equals 1, it's going to be 3 lambda naught over 2. So half integers, right? 5 lambda over 2. These are the people who are not initially hearing anything. So let's follow. Among the students who originally heard nothing, some still hear nothing, but others now hear a loud tone. So let's see what happens. Well, if you double the wavelength, the people who won't hear are already here, right? It's lambda, 3 lambda naught, 5 lambda naught. But some of these people are people who originally heard it, so this is not correct either. So our correct answer is part C.